Uh, let's see. Make sure we've got.
All right,
Yeah, there we are. Trying to get John
folks,
Gold here.
we do have them. We do have John Gold and we do have Halina Janusz on the phone and video as well of Jerry's middle finger. You guys, welcome.
Hey,
Halina,
thanks, Janusz.
you and I have known each other like over 30 years. Do you realize that?
A very, very long time. I would say
Yeah,
about 30 years.
it is.
Back in
It's
the
great.
old
It's great to
days.
be able to see you guys and talk to you.
We're so excited to be coming up. I know you guys have been waiting for us to make it up there, and I'm stoked that you're actually going to be in town because I know originally you weren't going to maybe be around. So it'd be
Exactly,
great to see you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, people here don't realize that we had tried to get you in the very first virtual fair the year before last, and we couldn't get it together logistically. And since then, Jerry's
Oh,
middle
really?
finger, Jerry's middle finger has gone like out of control.
Say it again. Hang on. I'm gonna try to get you on our speaker here so we can hear you a little better. Hang on. Is that work? Can
Okay.
you hear us?
Yep, can hear you
Awesome.
Oh
definitely.
wow. And you can hear us?
Yep, hear you fine.
Great, great. Much better. So the last question. Say it again.
So when people up here don't realize that you and I had talked about you guys doing the virtual fair, not this past summer, but the first summer during the
Right.
pandemic. And logistically, we couldn't get it together. But since that time, Jerry's middle finger has just gone crazy. And the thing that I find unique and love about you guys is everybody has these different backgrounds, and you really all you're not just. I hate the word cover band and I hate the tribute band moniker because you guys make these songs your own.
Yeah, I mean that's that, as much as we are. I feel like as much as we are, paying tribute to Jerry and to the music of JGB, we're also emotionally invested in the music. It's such good music, and I think and as performers, and you've known me, like you say, for a long, long time. You've seen me perform with a lot of different groups and people, and um, I think that it's a matter of connecting to the music as much as we do that helps us to kind of make it our own that way. So that that's one of the things we feel um, that we're excited to bring to people because we're while we're paying tribute and we're paying homage to Jerry and to this wonderful music, we're also giving it our all. We're busting it out
Right.
with every ounce of emotion and effort that we can muster up when we play. And we just have the most fun together. We all have a blast together, too. It's a really great group of people to work with.
Well, and John is another one who has a varied background because I know he's played with another friend of mine, Robert Heft, on a number of
Robert
his
F.
albums. He by the way, said to say hi, John. So you bring again another very diverse background into the band that you can now input into this music.
Definitely. I mean, well, Robert Heft, specifically, we had an originals band, a blues band, several. We met doing country western. I learned country western through that stuff, which is actually all very Jerry dead centric,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
as you know, to echo what Alina was saying, we're also able to play our own emotions, our own feelings, our own interpretations of this wonderful canon of music.
Right. How does it feel to be on tour? And I mean, you guys had to add a show at Sweetwater because your first show sold out. So clearly, Marin County loves you.
Yeah.
Weren't you also one of the last bands to play at Terrapin Crossroads?
Yes. As it turns out, I guess so. I mean, there were, some obviously a few events after our show there a couple months back. But when were we there? Was it October? Was it September or October?
September.
Yeah, and when we did the outside show there, and I feel really honored and grateful that we were able to play all the stages there. You know, we got to experience the outside stage. Started out in the bar.
Yep.
And
Went outside.
Yeah, went outside, and then we ended up
in the great room.
In the great room after that. And that was awesome. Yeah, a couple
Very
of times
blessed.
in the great room. Yeah, really to be a part of that experience before it, you know, came to an end. And I don't know what's the, you know, what the future is. And it sounds like, you know, Phil and Joe are sort of not. They're not saying, you know, that's it forever. So who knows what they have in mind.
Is it the end or is it the beginning?
Right, exactly, yeah. And you know, one of the other things that you guys did is you kind of relocated from Southern California to Central California. And that seemed to have made a huge difference in a lot of the places that you've had the opportunity now to play. And how does it feel to see just the swell of people that are now coming to your events?
It's incredible. I mean, it's amazing, you know. And I think you know, with the Bay Area crowd and being, you know, kind of ground zero, you know, for the Grateful Dead scene. That was all we had to do was bring it. It was built in there, and you know LA, Andy, and you know how tough it is down there. I mean, there's a lot of wonderful deadheads, and you know I've sung in a lot of those bands, and over the years, and they kept it alive and kept the scene going down there. And Cubensis, you know, great band, and yeah, friend of ours, keeping the Grateful Dead alive.
Right.
Bay Area, the first time, it was actually but she, I was not officially in bed. Kind of crazy. I spent years back, and then I sat in for Lisa, and then they were traveling up. Like Rodney and Garrett were traveling up north to do some gigs in Santa Cruz and Redwood City, and we had her on bass and Feinstein playing keys with us. Also,
Right.
when we got to act energy and was also becoming really exciting. But when we got to Redwood City and I looked around, it was the Pioneer Saloon. Is that it? Something was going on, and I just thought, I've never really experienced.
Oh, well, all right.
George
Looks
with
like we lost. Oh,
Janusz.
no, they're back.
Say
Yeah,
again?
signal cut out for a second, but you're back. You're
Oh,
back.
okay, yeah, it's cutting in and out. We're on the road. We're driving.
Right. No,
But
there's
yeah,
nothing like live radio. There, people that listen to my show are used to chaos, shall we say? Not even controlled chaos, just chaos in general.
Yeah, and in the pandemic era, we all got used to all these changes. But yes, the very uh, that made me want to come up and part of this project. And then it's just built up from there, little by little. And our fans, we have the most wonderful people that are supporting us and coming to our shows. The scene is just, it feels so good. It's such great energy. So you're going to see it when you come. It's kind of mind blowing, you know, and all the experiences and wonderful bands I've been in and great shows I've played, but there's something really magical about this particular unit.
I think it's us as well.
I think it's
I think having Rodney Newman,
it's like chemistry.
Eric DeLorean, there's an energy right there.
Yeah,
Well,
Lisa,
it's like
go way back.
I mean, there's like this energy between us.
Yep.
And originally, energy was there as well. But then when Bert came with saying, "Oh my goodness," it was just it's boom. It was incendiary.
Yeah, Bert.
And I think bleeding or coming off the stage.
Yeah.
And being actually returned to us by the fans.
Yeah, it's a symbiotic thing. It really is. And we put it out there and it comes back and it just keeps happening. And it blows our mind over and over again, time and time again. We leave our shows just, yeah.
Right. Well, it's like you said, you all have that emotional connection, and so I'm sure the fans feel the emotional connection that you all have with each other.
Yeah.
And that is, I'm sure, transferred to them and then back to you. I mean, I've seen some of the, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen you guys live in a long time, but the videos, you can just see the swell of love that the fans have for you guys when you play, and between you guys as well. That's the other thing. And I tell this story often. The first band I ever saw, the first band I ever saw that had that connection was the Blues Brothers, where they were just looked like they were having so much fun with each other. And I see that same emotion and that same joy when you guys play.
We're on a mission from Bob.
Oh, you set that up perfectly for John.
Thank you for that.
How did your dad joke? It's true, though. I mean, we feel like every show we are on a mission. But yes, the connection and the emotion we all have for one another, I think, is a huge part of people have said to us that they love watching that, and having like all 6 people in the band that way. I've had bands where maybe 3 or 4 of us like we're grooving. Right. There's always 1 or 2 people that are in their own little space, but this band, it's just the connectivity is magic.
And,
and the respect, and respect for the music as well. I mean, that's true. We revere this music, and and we and Jerry, and any wonderful homage we can pay to him is like an honor for us every time we get to do it. So
right,
yeah,
and that's one thing. That's one thing about that audience is you can't fool them, and they're looking for that emotion. You might be able to play it, but you can't fool them on the emotion. And, and they pick up on that, and that's what you guys have force fed that to them because they see it on stage.
It's authentic. Yeah, we're not trying
to do it. It's just what's happening.
Right. Exactly.
And we have that freedom to do that in this band also, which there are tribute acts, as we are a tribute act. Technically, there are tribute acts that really, you're the Bobby, you're the Jerry, I'm the, and they literally are, sometimes with the wigs and everything, and they're playing the same stuff and the same licks and the same notes. And I mean, that's obviously not how most Grateful Dead or Jerry bands that I'm aware of, they don't approach it that way either. But, we have that freedom. I don't feel like I have to emulate or be one of the singers or emulate the singers that he's had. But I will tell you, that's how I learned to do what I'm doing, is by listening and emulating, Jackie and Shirley and Cheryl and Gloria and hearing those ladies singing. As do you remember Steve Bryant?
Yes.
Steve Bryant. Rest his soul. Yeah. But I was, I've been into Jerry and I've been listening to obviously the Dead and JGB for a while, but he turned me on. He gave me a CD one time and one of the live CDs that Jerry had out, and with those ladies singing. And I remember just listening to it over and over and singing those harmonies. And I was like in training. I didn't know it. I was obsessing over it, and I had no idea I was literally in training for what I'm doing now. I was wishing
Right.
I could sing it. I'm like, man, I wish I could sing stuff like this. You know?
And
It's
but
great.
you come from a musical family as well, too.
Yeah, I do. I come from a very musical family. Got a lot of classical musicians in my family. My dad was a folk singer and fairly well known around LA. Played Troubadour and McCade's and the Ash Grove. It was one of the sort of the house band at the old Ash Grove, which was a very
Wow.
well known folk club. Everybody played. So my dad met everybody, you know, who came through there. And we had people in our house all the time rehearsing and playing music. And my dad was a vocalist. Well, I had met him before, but when I saw Ed Pearl, who used to run the Ash Grove,
Right.
he said, "So you're Mike's daughter?" He said, "You got the pipes?" I said, "I think so." Yeah, I got a lot of history in LA with my family and music scene for sure.
Well, I know that Eugene is going to embrace you like no other. It is going to be, I'm so looking forward to the show. And I know a lot of people in Eugene are looking forward to the show because they've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media. So when I go
Nice,
places and I say, "Oh yeah, oh, I'm going. Oh, I'm definitely going."
nice,
So I'm
nice.
looking
That's
forward to
awesome.
that.
We
And
were
there,
We,
there's
we have a lot of good people, a lot of friends and family in that area too. So we're really excited to see folks up that way.
And there's also, there's a couple events that you guys have been part of, especially in the early days, like the Skull and Roses down in Southern
Yeah.
California. And I saw that just got announced, and that's become a huge
today.
event now.
Yes, I
Phil and
can't
Friends is
believe it.
playing.
We're so
I mean,
excited. I was like, Phil
yeah,
and Dark Star, and are you kidding me?
Right.
It's going to be great.
Keller Williams.
Yeah, Keller
Yes,
Williams.
yeah,
It's going to be killer.
very exciting.
and then the June Lake Fest is also another one that you guys had been a part of in the early
Yeah,
days.
we haven't played June Lake.
Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
I thought.
Well, we did do that.
Oh, no, we did do a live
We
stream.
did a stream
Okay.
during the thickest part of COVID.
Right, but we weren't able to do June Lake because I think we had another. We ended up
Yeah,
doing
there's a
it.
problem.
But yeah, we'll be back at Days Between Festival next year. We're excited about that, and
Wow, nice.
hopefully back to Mountain Soul. We'll see if that comes around again.
Looking for springtime things happening.
Yeah, we hopefully are going to be out on the East Coast at some point. That's in the works for maybe late
Wow,
spring.
that's great.
Yeah.
Colorado.
We got a Colorado run coming up in March.
After Arizona.
Yeah, and Arizona in February. So yeah, I mean it's popping.
Excellent. That's great. You guys are going to love Keller. Keller Williams is one of the nicest dudes. You are going to love him.
I'm a fan. I would love to meet him. I've been a fan of his for a long time. He's amazing.
Yeah, he is
that's
a
so
sweet.
great.
He's one of the good guys. He's definitely one of the good guys.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's the feeling I get.
Look forward to meeting him.
Yep. Very
Well,
cool.
you guys, it was great to talk to you. Great to see you. Can't wait to give you a hug.
Yeah, it'd be so good to see you. I was just sitting here thinking the same thing. I can't wait to see you. It's been way too long. I think the last time I saw you was maybe Canyon Club with Jeremiah Royko, Sunbow.
Oh, yeah,
Gino
could have been.
maybe was around.
Yeah, that was the Richie Hayward benefit. That was
Richie Hayward.
Yes, that was that was an amazing. And that show, Sean Murphy sang Feels Like Rain. That's the highest song and blew the roof off that place.
Yes.
And ever since that day, I have incorporated that song into my own set of solo stuff and some of the other stuff I do. But that was a magical day for me because I discovered Sean Murphy. Really, I had never really paid attention to her as a vocalist like I should have. So that was blew my mind watching her sing.
That was an amazing day for me too because I ended up with some lifelong friends out of that. Jeremiah being one of them.
Yes.
And a number of other people, Teresa James, so many people from that show, we've become lifelong friends.
Yeah,
and it's just
Rhythm Tramps.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, there was so many because I was the artist wrangler, so I had to get all the bands ready to go on stage, so I got to meet everybody, and just I mean, everyone was just amazing. Albert Lee, the best thing about that day was Albert Lee was like everyone's roadie. So he's up there with his gloves. So he didn't play until like the end of the night. And I think he got there at 11 in the morning or something. He's got his little gloves on. And everybody would say, I'm Albert Lee, not Alvin, Albert. But
Robert Half
carrying
just
everybody's gear, carrying amps and carrying drums, it was unbelievable.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty
he's
cool.
amazing. Another
I was going to
amazing
say
dude.
that our old friend Robert Hemp that you mentioned earlier is doing
Right.
some
Another one. Yeah,
mixing
exactly.
and recording with Albert and myself, and
Oh, right.
yeah, we're doing a
Okay, you
project,
mentioned
yeah,
that. Oh, that's cool.
together, yeah, the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Robert,
Great.
I ended up meeting when we did the second one. So we put on our own second one like 6 months later, and
Right.
Robert played at that, and that was how I ended up meeting him and a couple
Oh,
of other folks that weren't at the first one.
oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very
that was quite a day.
Such a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots
All
of
right.
treats.
All right,
Okay,
my
I have to
friend.
go. You guys, love you guys. Drive safe.
Love you
Thank
too,
you.
Andy. Thanks so
Greetings from
much.
somewhere in the San
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joaquin
we're in
Valley,
San Joaquin Valley on the
and
5.
we'll see you on Saturday.
See you
All right,
Saturday
we'll see
night.
you Saturday.
All
Excellent.
right.
Take care.
Thanks so much for
See
having
you
us.
guys.
Ciao.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.